Alrighty, hello guys, welcome back to another video from the Emerald Weather Crew. I am the manager. Of course, I have done one video before, but I'm doing it again since the head of this channel is busy. But welcome to our channel. If you are new, if you're returning, thank you for watching. And we're going to go ahead and look at this video. So today we're going to be talking about multiple things. We'll be talking about the severe weather. Also, we'll be talking about the tropical development. There are two places of tropical development happening. So we'll do severe weather first, then tropical development. So stick around for the whole video because this has loads of information today. I will try to keep this below 15 minutes if I can. But thank you guys for watching once again, and we're going to go ahead and get into the rest of this video. Alright, so this is about what's happening right now. So you can see right now we do have quite a bit going on. We do have some storms across Texas, parts of Texas, Oklahoma, also parts of Kansas, Nebraska, Minnesota, into South Dakota. We are seeing some pretty bad storms right now. I would say it's going to get worse throughout tonight, but you can see we do have some more storms firing up across the Ohio Valley into the mid-Atlantic states. And that's really what we're seeing with all the severe weather right now. There's been 11 wind reports and 1 hail report today. 0 tornadoes so far, which is a good sign for now. So that is a good sign, and let's try to keep it that way, or keep it a very, very small amount of them happening. Fingers crossed we do not see too many more reports come in, but sadly we will see quite a few come in throughout the night and throughout the weekend. Okay, so you can see this is tomorrow morning, also into tomorrow afternoon. This will be what it's looking like. We'll have a lot of rain across the upper Midwest, but we do see some storms across southern Wisconsin into Iowa, Missouri, Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. We're going to be seeing some pretty big storms happening. So that's what we'll be seeing there. So it won't be a quiet day across a lot of the Midwest. It'll be a pretty bad day when it comes to weather. Also across the upper Midwest, we have snow, rain, you name it. We have a lot happening up there. Just a lot happening in the weather business right there. That we do have a lot going on in these next few weeks. It has been looking crazy out there. Okay, so I'm going to get my Epic pin up, but you can see we'll be seeing our line of storms happen about there. That's where we're going to be seeing the worst of our storms happening, and they could be really bad. So have your plan. You know your plan if you do have one. If you don't have a plan, you need to have a plan, especially for these storms, because these look really bad. But you can see we do have more storms firing up Saturday afternoon to Saturday night across Kansas, Arkansas, Missouri, Iowa, Wisconsin, and parts of northern Michigan. So it does kind of extend. But really the most severe storms will be across this area and this area as we move into tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night. Okay, so you can see as we move into Saturday night once again, this will be a little bit more overnight into the late night hours. You can see we do have a big line. We do see a line extend from Illinois into Missouri, Arkansas, and Louisiana. Also some scattered storms in the Texas area, but nothing too much to worry about there. Maybe a few pop-up storms. And you can see across the upper Midwest and Great Lakes region, we still have more rain, even some snow as we move more west into the colder region. But as we move into where we're seeing this line of storms, we're going to be seeing it won't be a quiet night, I'll say. It'll be pretty bad across those areas. Okay, as you can see, as we move into Sunday afternoon, you can see this all does kind of quiet down for your Sunday. This will be kind of late Sunday morning into Sunday afternoon. Most of our rain and maybe thunderstorms will be across parts of Minnesota and Wisconsin at the most, but also some scattered storms across, or just rain across the mid-Atlantic into the northeast. But we do still see a line extend from Tennessee down into Louisiana and Mississippi. Just not as bad as it was on today and also on Saturday. You can see as we move into Sunday afternoon once again, or into late Sunday evening, we do have some storms extend across the mid-Atlantic states into the Ohio Valley, even some scattered storms across parts of the southeast. So really all of the east United States needs to be on caution. It just won't be too much of a rainy Sunday night or Sunday for you, unless you live up in the northeast or the upper Midwest, where we'll be seeing the bulk of our rain. Alright, so we're going to move on into late Sunday night, we do still have some storms extending across the Ohio Valley and mid-Atlantic states, and the rain is moving north into Canada, except for Wisconsin and parts of near Marquette, Michigan. We are still seeing some sustained rains, maybe a little bit of snow in Wisconsin and higher elevations, but really not too many storms happening across the Ohio Valley and the mid-Atlantic states. Still a couple severe storms not ruled out. We can still expect some when it comes to that. Okay, so here's today. Here is our severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. So this is by the professionals at the National Weather Service. You can see we have our biggest area of enhanced in the orange. That's our biggest area of severe weather. Pretty bad storms could be happening there. That's going to be southeastern South Dakota, moving into parts of central Nebraska. Also moving down into parts of in this orange part of Texas and near central Texas, we're seeing that too. As we move into your yellows, that'll be your slight risk. That's going to be northern and central Virginia, moving into southeastern and south central parts. Well, no, southeastern and east central parts of Ohio, moving into parts of West Virginia also. And also a slight risk across parts of western Kansas into northeastern Colorado, also moving into parts of southern South Dakota where you're not in that enhanced risk. And also we do have some across more of parts of northern Texas into the central parts of Texas where you're seeing a slight risk also. As we move into that darker green, we're going to be seeing the marginal risk. That's our most widespread when it comes to severe weather. That'll be moving across parts into Indiana, also Illinois, moving into Iowa, the northern panhandle of Texas. Also moving into Minnesota, we're going to be seeing that marginal risk too. Not our biggest threat, but still a threat for some stuff to happen. And also in that lightest green, wherever you are in the lightest green, just some general thunderstorms, maybe a few pop-up severe storms. But here is your counties. If you do know your county, it's very useful to know your county. If you don't, I do recommend you get to know your county because you'll be seeing this a lot. But if you do know your county, there you go. You can kind of spot out your county and see what you're in. Now, you might be wondering, where will we be seeing tornadoes, wind, and hail? Our biggest threat of tornadoes is going to be in Nebraska today. We still do have the chance across in the parts of central Texas and also parts of northwestern Kansas. Our biggest wind threat is also in central Nebraska. Not too much of a difference. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. Okay, also our biggest wind threat is going to be across, actually, still central Nebraska, but also northeastern Nebraska. Also moving into central Texas, once again, is our biggest threat. Still some wind damage as we move into your slight risk parts that you had earlier. And our biggest health threats are still in central Texas into Nebraska. We're still seeing our biggest threats of that. Okay, so now we're going to move into tomorrow. This is Saturday's outlook. You can see our enhanced risk is going to be across eastern Oklahoma, moving into eastern Texas and western Arkansas. Our slight risk is going to be across Iowa, Missouri, Kansas, moving into most of Oklahoma into central Texas, also moving into northern Louisiana, eastern Arkansas. We're going to be seeing our slight risk. In your darkest green, once again, is your marginal. You have in eastern South Dakota, eastern Nebraska, moving into central and northern Illinois. Also moving down into central Louisiana, we're seeing our marginal risk. Everywhere else in your light green, your lightest green, we're going to be seeing general thunderstorms. Can't rule out a few severe storms, but there you go. There's your counties. If your county is in the enhanced or slight risk, definitely do be on guard any of these severe weather ranks. But really, as you move into your slight and enhanced risk, that's where you're going to be seeing the worst of your storms. Most likely, sometimes it does mess up and your marginal can. Most of the time, your biggest threat is going to be in your slight and enhanced risk. We're not really going too high with it. You can go all the way up to a high risk, so we don't think it's going to be as bad as a lot of times, but it still could be pretty bad tomorrow. Now we move on to Sunday. You can see we do have a little bit of severe weather in the panhandle of Texas, a marginal risk. Also a marginal risk across Mississippi, parts of western Tennessee, moving into parts of northern Michigan, also moving into southeastern Wisconsin and Ohio, also into northern, central, and southwestern parts of Kentucky. We're seeing that marginal risk. Also in that yellow, once again, your slight risk, that's going to be Indiana, eastern Illinois, and parts of central and southern Michigan, you're going to be seeing that's your slight risk. That's our biggest risk for Sunday with your severe weather, where we have a 15% chance of any severe weather happening, which is pretty high when it comes to severe weather or anything like that. Okay, so that's all for this weekend severe weather. Now we're going to be moving on to the tropical development. Right now we're looking at this area shaded in yellow, moving towards Bermuda. It has a 30% chance of developing as we move into that area in the yellow. This is the next 5 days. It'll most likely be late weekend into Monday and Tuesday when it will develop, which it's looking more like late Monday and the Tuesday morning, but that could change with the next few model runs. But right now that's what it's looking like. But Bermuda, you're definitely going to be in this bad wind gusts and some pretty big wave heights, so watch out for that too. We will cover that more once we get on to the European model, which is our next website, windy.com. You can see right now it's pretty calm across this area. You can see these are wind gusts, but you can see we do have a little bit of development. You can already kind of see where it's going to happen, but it's mostly going to develop over where it's at calmest right now. That is a little weird, but you can see where our calmest winds are right now is where we're going to be seeing the worst of the storm happening. So that is a little weird and a little funny, but once again, the storm could be a little bad once we move into Sunday, late Sunday, parts of Monday, but really Monday and Tuesday are our development days. But you can see right here, it starts to get a little bad across that area. Especially you can see kind of in here, you can kind of see a little bit of development happening. And that's where it will start and move northeast into the Bermuda area, where you see Hamilton, that is Bermuda. That really small island right there. But you can kind of see where the center of that storm will be. There's some pretty good rotation happening around there, you can see, but we do have most of our winds right here across this area in excess of 20 to 30 mile per hour, and this is our wind gust, so this is your highest peaks of wind. But you can see Monday night, you can still see we do have it right here. We're not really seeing winds on the southern side of the storm, but once we move into the northern side of the storm, that's where we're going to be seeing the most of our winds, wind gusts, rain, anything like that. Usually the southern side is not the biggest part of the storm, but you can kind of see where the northern part is the worst part of our storm. You can see right here, this is when this hits Bermuda, Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday night. This could change, so stay tuned. But you can see we do have approaching 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts approaching Bermuda. I do hope that it'll stay a little east, but there's always the possibility that it'll hit you head on in Bermuda. It does not happen much, but it still does happen. In such a small island, it can happen. So right here you can see, here's our wave heights. Right off Bermuda, we're seeing about 7 feet wave heights. Now, as you move into Bermuda, 5 to 10 feet waves, nothing too significant, but we still could see some minor flooding across the coastal areas. Well, really, most of Bermuda is coastal, like an island. So really, across all Bermuda, I mean, especially parts of near the ocean, you could expect a little bit of minor flooding, but still nothing too bad there. Now you can see as we do get on the southern side of the storm, it kind of develops on the southern side. This is when you're getting hit head on though, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. 26 mile per hour wind gust. It could be way higher than that. I would say your house could be shaking. I know how that feeling is, but yeah, you do still have the winds for a few more days. But you can see you kind of do get out of it by Friday, which is the next system we're looking at. You can see, so that was parts of the Atlantic. Now we're moving south of the Central America area, and you can see we do have a little bit of that spin right off of the coast of coastal America. So we have another system we're talking about, which was the one that we talked about on Wednesday. So you can see right here, Friday the 24th, we are seeing some winds going off of the coast on the northern side. Also across the southern side, you can see a little up. And in the middle, you can see that clear spin right there. That's where the eye of the storm will be. So we can kind of see where that storm is going to develop. But you can see it does remain in that spot on the 25th. So by Saturday, it's still in that spot. You can see we're getting a little bad with the winds up near parts of Mexico, Central America, any parts of really Central America, everywhere. You need to be on guard until 10 days from now, because it's 10 days from now, so this could move. It could change, but right now it's been pretty consistent on this area. But you can see it does kind of remain in that spot, but we do start to see a big change. We do start to see it look more like a big tropical, like a system, and you can see we do have these little bits of systems off of this area, which is pretty odd, but you can see we do have 3 points of interest. This is our biggest point of interest. This is kind of just feeding on. These 2 are kind of just feeding on, maybe even this 3rd one, but really these 2 are just feeding on the system and won't do too much of damage. But you can see this storm does become pretty big. So you can see by Sunday we have 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts off the coast, and it still hasn't made landfall. So just imagine if it keeps getting worse, this could turn into a pretty bad storm by the 26th, moving into the 30th or anything like that. Now, right now, the models are showing it dissipating across this area. This is as far as this model goes out, but other models is showing it dissipating and just turning into a low right here. And it won't do much. It's just showing it go up here and doing not much at all. But a couple other models are bringing it in a loop and doing like that kind of deal to where it would go that way. One model, I do not really agree with this, but we still do need to talk about it. It brought this system kind of like this and brought it into this area. So that's another model that is kind of saying that. Saying something else, and it would bring it back into this area. So there are a lot of different ideas 10 days out, a lot of different ways this storm could go out. It would weaken when it hits Central America, and it could develop back right here as we move into the Gulf of Mexico. You can see the winds will be going this way, so it would favor, most likely, it would favor going up that way towards the Panhandle into Louisiana, Texas. That's where we could be seeing it if it does make it into the Gulf and still thrives. But we're going to have to see. We'll keep y'all updated on this. But this is the end of the video. I do hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like down below and subscribe if you already haven't. But yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.